let's talk about the 26 books I want to read in 2026. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Katie, I'm a crime and thriller girly who branches out into different genres, and I'm here to bring you the 26 books I intend to read in 2026. Now this was actually harder than I thought it was going to be. I did not expect to find this so difficult to do. I put it out on my Instagram earlier in the week, well last week, and I kind of thought, oh, it's the perfect YouTube video to chat to you about. So what we're going to do, we're going to get comfy. And we're going to talk about the books, what they're about, and guys, as always, I'm going to get this spiel out of the way. If you want to see more content by me, I am pushing my content out in 2026, then this is your sign to hit that subscribe button, like this video, comment what you think of these reads, and yeah, boring bits all over with, let's get into the books I want to read in 2026. So these books are in a completely no order whatsoever, just the order I've got them with. So I'm going to start with my physical TBR. So I've got some that are on Kindle, some that are physical, and some that are releases this year. So we're going to start with my physical TBR. You guys have seen my bookish goal, so I do want to tackle that. So a good chunk of these are that. So let's get into the first book. And the first book I want to talk to you about is The Binding Room by Nadine Matheson. I believe this is book 2 to The Jigsaw Man. So I read The Jigsaw Man years and years ago, and I lent it to my dad. It's come back in tatters because the sun's melted the glue. So I think it's the second book. Please correct me if I'm wrong. In this room, no one can hear you scream. The serial crimes unit are called in to investigate when a local pastor is found stabbed to death. As D.I. Henley assesses the crime scene, she discovers a hidden door that conceals a room set up for torture, and bound to the bed in the middle of a room is the body of a man. I'm not going to read the whole blurb because I do like to go in partially blind with my books. But yeah, that already sounds intriguing. D.I. Henley rings a bell, so I feel like this is second in the series. I have also got the third book, which is The Kill List. I may get onto that if I enjoy this. But this has been on my wish list for well over a year. I treated myself this year to it. And yeah, I feel now is about the time to pick it up. So it is on my 26 for 2026. Next up is Do No Harm by Jack Jordan. And this has been sat on my TBR for forever. I have seen so many people hype this book. I don't know why I haven't picked it up sooner. And I think that's why I've put it in my 26 for 2026. My child has been taken and I've been given a choice. Kill a patient on the operating table or lose my son forever. I feel like he does a lot of dilemma thrillers. I feel like, because I don't know if this is part of a series, but I do also have conviction and redemption. So I'm very intrigued to see where these will go. But yeah, this has been sat for a while. So I felt it was about time I picked it up. I feel like a lot of people will have read this. So I feel like a lot of you in the comments will be able to say, yes, I've read this. You need to read it. I've heard nothing but good things. So I don't know why I've put it off. So yeah, the theme is thriller-esque. There are some romance in here, but yeah, I feel like I've got this on my Kindle as well, so I have no excuse as to why I can't pick this one up. Next up is Night Watching by Tracy Sierra, and I've actually just seen Carly, who is an absolutely fabulous booktuber, who I've just recently become obsessed with watching her videos, has recommended several times on her, several of her videos, so I feel like that has been my sign. I picked this up a while ago in the works, and yeah, I didn't really know what to do. So I've put it on my 26 for 2026. The old house let the wind hiss through and crack its ribs. The sound of it bracing against the storm, its staggering breathing were familiar, but through came the noises that rooted her to the spot, likewise familiar, but not at this time of night. Not when she had been awake, not when she had been sure she was the only one awake. So I think this is basically, it follows a woman who is either sorting out a child because she's woken up, and she hears footsteps and is like, but there shouldn't be footsteps. Now, Carly's described this as giving her anxiety, so I feel like this is going to be a proper gripping thriller. So that's why I've added it to the list. I've seen her talk about it so much now, I've got a bit of FOMO, so I've added it to the list. Next up is The Dilemma by B.A. Paris, and the reason that this is on the list is because I want to complete a few backlists in 2026, and B.A. Paris is actually one of them. I potentially have just this one, maybe one more. I need to double check, but this is the only one I physically own that I have left to read. It's Livia's 40th birthday and her husband Adam is throwing her the party of a lifetime. Everyone she loves will be there except their daughter Marnie, who's studying abroad. But Livia is secretly glad that Marnie won't be here. She's recently uncovered a secret about their daughter, which if revealed will shake their family to the core. Now I think this has been in another one of my videos. Pretty certain it should have been on my November TBR. and I didn't get to half of my November TBR because I became a mood reader. So it's been sat a while. I got this set off TikTok shop a while ago and wanted to read them all, but B.A. Paris is such a hit and miss author for me at the moment. So I actually rated The Prisoner 5 stars and absolutely loved it, became obsessed with trying to read the backlist, and then I read other ones. I think The Therapist wasn't that good for me. Behind Closed Doors was okay. I think it's just not my type of thriller, so I'm hoping that, yeah, because rich people drama is not my vibe, and that was Behind Closed Doors. So yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about picking this one up, but I do intend to pick it up in 2026 nonetheless. Next up on the physical TBR is The X's by Leodora Darlington. So this is actually a proof copy. I was sent this sometime earlier this year, but it doesn't release till February, and the end of February so it'll probably be on my January or February TBR. This I haven't read anything about. Sometimes Love Can Be Murder. I think is it on the inside of the cover? It is. Look, Natalie's in tears in her bedroom. She's had a huge argument with her husband. Slowly she realises she's already holding a knife. She's telling herself she doesn't want to do it, not again. Because Natalie has an awful secret. Sometimes on her worst nights she blocks out and she loses control. So I got sent this kindly by Michael Joseph, which I think is HarperCollins. Oh no, it's Penguin. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I got sent it by Penguin Michael Joseph is what I'm trying to try and say. So I do intend to pick this up early in the year. It's a must because it's a proof, and I love to get my proof copies out, like my reviews out before the book releases. So I'm extremely grateful that I was sent this as a proof, and I can't wait to get into it. It's not an author I've read before, but the premise of this book sounds really intriguing, and I'm really excited to get into it. This next book probably won't come as much of a shock if I'm being honest, and that is The Caller by Chris Carter. So basically, I am working through the Robert Hunter series at the moment. I'm kind of slowing down a little bit because I don't want it to end, but I recently found my first 5-star of the year thriller-wise in 2025, and this series was one of those books. It was I Am Death. So I want to pick up the next book in the series. After a tough week, Tanya Caitlin is looking forward to a relaxing night in, but as she steps out of her shower, she hears her phone ring. The video call request comes from her best friend. Tanya takes the call and the terror begins. So this still follows Robert Hunter and I think it's called the Major Crimes, no, that's the different series, like the Serious Violent Crimes Unit or something. And basically these things are dark, they are gory. I have cringed, I have gipped, I have done everything in his books. So it comes as no shock that I want to continue to read them. I have noticed since picking up Chris Carter that thrillers aren't hitting the same for me now, that I'm a lot darker a thriller reader, and I think he has changed my taste in reading. So I'm definitely excited to get into reading the rest of the series, and I hope I can actually finish the series in 2026 because I am trying to tackle the whole of this. So that would mean finishing the whole series, and I am super excited to do that. Again, this is an author that comes up so much in my videos, but I want to read Into the Fire by MJ Arledge. Now, this is probably actually going to be a January read, purely because this released in paperback in December. So I have been waiting for this book to release in paperback, and to really just make my day, it became a 99p Kindle deal too, so I bought the Kindle book as well. So this basically is book 14 in the D.I. Helen Grace series, and I'm actually up to date with the series. Helen Grace was the city's top detective until she quit the force. Now without a badge, she's just another woman nobody believes. Because Helen witnessed a young woman's abduction, chased through the streets, bundled into a van which sped off into the night. Who was she? Who took her? And why is everyone too scared to talk? I'm not going to read any more than that. But this, honestly, I haven't rated an MJ Arledge book less than 4 stars. He's an actual author I need to backlist as well. I think I've only got about 3 or 4 left, but I think he's got a couple releasing this year as well. I am including the books he does with other authors in that backlist, but I haven't enjoyed those as much. The D.I. Helen Grace series has all been 4 stars or more. However, some of the other books haven't quite hit the point, but I think sometimes when you mix in 2 authors writing, that can happen. But yeah, this is probably going to be one of my first reads of 2026 because I've been waiting for this to release literally all year. Switching up the genre now in terms of my physical TBR, so we're into romance, and that is Betting on You by Lynn Painter. So I am actually on a mission in 2026 to complete her backlist. So the only one I'm having trouble with is Accidentally Amy, and that's purely because it is only published in a trade paperback at £15. Now, A, I don't like the size of a trade paperback because they don't match the rest of them. And B, £15 is a lot to pay for a paperback. I have tried everywhere for it and unfortunately I can't find it. So I'm going to have to wait for a 99p Kindle deal. The library don't have it in, or I'm going to have to pay full whack, and I think the Kindle book's like £8. And I don't pay that. But This basically is the first time Bailey meets Charlie, he is the worst. Fast forward a few years and the two of them are thrown together working at a water park. Gone is the obnoxious know-it-all and now Charlie is pretty fun except for insisting that guys and girls can't just be friends. Determined to prove him wrong, Bailey makes a bet that quickly gets out of hand, especially when Charlie may have made a secret wager of his own. Can the two hide their feelings for one another just to win? A fake dating romance that will have you betting on love from the author of Better Than the Movies. So yeah, it screams enemies to lovers as well, so super excited. I love Lynn Painter. She's YA, she's quick and easy to read. What is not to love? Like, I cannot wait to get stuck into this one. Bit of a theme, bear with me. The next one is Fake Skating by Lynn Painter. I've just said why. I do want to get through her backlist. And yeah, this was recently released this year, I believe. I completely missed the release of this, and I'm normally quite across my favourite authors. But this one is Danny and Alec were childhood sweethearts, now they're enemies. Moving back to Minnesota, Danny is excited to reconnect with nerdy Alec, but he's nothing like she remembers. He's the town's hockey star and he loves it. When Danny and Alec find themselves playing the role of boyfriend and girlfriend, complicated becomes an understatement. In this town, hockey may rule, but love is about to take its place. A fake dating romance that will thaw the ice. So another fake dating. So obviously I am going to have to not read these back to back because too much fake skating. No. Too much fake dating, skating. But yeah, very much looking forward to getting into this one. And yeah, we'll see how we go. I'm not sure if this one's adult or I think this one might be adult. She's started to release a few adult romances now, but they're still quite tame. Because like I recently read Mr. Wrong Number, which was adult, but yet the do-over was young adult. So yeah, I'm very much hit and miss with what the genre is, but it's not like I'm recommending them to teenagers, so it's fine. But yeah, so I think this is an adult one, I can't remember, but it's another book on the list nonetheless. I promise this is the last Lynn Painter. So I have Made for Each Other by Lynn Painter. Now, I thought I had read this one, but I haven't. Abby is a professional cleaner. It's ironic when she's forced to move out because of an infestation in her building thanks to apartment 2B. Declan is a busy man working his way up the Hathaway holdings, which is why he's never met the woman who cleans his penthouse every week. Abby needs a place to stay and Declan is out of town, so the solution seems simple and crucially free. When Declan's parents tell him they met his girlfriend at his apartment, he's surprised to say the least, but it is nice to have them off his back about being single. We've got another fake dating. But yeah, so this is another one. I thought I'd read it, but I haven't. I've read so many Lynn Painters, I've lost track of what I've read. But yeah, again, I've got this on my Kindle. It came on 99p after I was talking to my friend about it. And we said, oh gosh, yeah, trying to get hold of it. Like, Lynn Painter is a hard author to get hold of. She's only published in certain places, so you don't find her in the supermarkets, in the works. I've only found her on Amazon and Waterstones, so obviously you're paying full price pretty much for those. Most of my Lynn Painters have actually been gifted by the lovely Amelia as well, so I'm really fortunate to have a copy of a lot of these paperbacks, so thank you to her, and I cannot wait to get stuck into another Lynn Painter. Right, last physical TBR now, and that is Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. You may have seen this, you may say. You did. It was meant to be on my November TBR. I pulled it out of my TBR jar. Did I want to read it? No. Did I have time to read it? No. So this is book 2 in the Rose Hill series, and this one follows Weston Belmont. I haven't fully found the connection. I know Wild Love connected Wilma, because I think it was Wilma's brother or something, who we meet in Chestnut Springs. So I think they are all interconnected, but can be read as standalone series. So I want to make my way through these series, because Elsie Silver does actually have one releasing as well, in a new series releasing in 2026, so I kind of want to read her backlist. But yeah. So I'm not going to read much into it actually. My romances I like to go blind, although I've just read all the Lynn Painter ones. But yeah, book 2 in a series, what's not to love? On to new releases now, and the first one I want to talk to you about is Out of the Ashes by MJ Arledge. Now this is book 15 in the D.I. Helen Gray series, so obviously I've said I want to read Into the Fire. Now I've just realised I've put this on the list and I'm probably not going to read it in 2026 because he tends to release them towards the back end of the year. I can't actually remember the date. I have got the video where I've got it in my releases, but I don't imagine the paperback will be in time for me to pick it up. So yeah, I've put it on my 20 to 26 list, but probably won't read it. But never mind, this is the intention. So like I said, this is book 14. I've read nothing on any of the books that are releasing, so these sections will be quite short, but I just want to give them a brief mention because obviously I'm a fan of most of the books that are releasing, so I will probably pick them up at some point. Next one on the list is Woman Down by Colleen Hoover. Now I haven't picked up a Colleen Hoover in the longest time. Now the only reason I'm kind of upping this up the list, because I have a few on my TBR to read, is because it is a thriller, I believe. So this, Verite was the only other book that has been thriller based by Frida, by Colleen Hoover. And so I was very intrigued when I read the premise of it. Like I say, a lot of these books are in a different video, so if I can, I'll tag the video down in the caption. But yeah, I kind of wanted to read it because it sounded really intriguing, and yeah, I was just intrigued. What more can I say? It is a thriller, so we'll see what she has to bring, but that releases in January, so there's no reason why I can't get it read in 2026. The next book is another MJ Eilish book, and that is The Last Rites, but this is also by, bear with me, Alex Khan. So it is, I've just said I want to read his backlist in 2026, which is why I've put it on there. And normally those books do release straight away in paperback. I never understand why some release in hardback and some release in paperback, but anyway. So yeah, the plan is to pick that up. I've read nothing on it. I just saw MJ Eilish, I'm not gonna lie. So I had to give it a mention. I believe it releases May time, so yeah, see where it goes, but I'm looking forward to reading it nonetheless. Now guys, it would be no video if I don't mention Steve Kavanagh. So he has Eddie Flynn number 10 releasing in July, so I will be picking that up in 2026. My plan is actually to try and get an ARC copy of that. So I was really fortunate to get a proof of Two Kinds of Stranger by Steve Kavanagh, so my intention is to try and get a proof of this one. It currently has no name, so it currently is just Eddie Flynn number 10. It releases, I think, either the 31st of July or the 1st of August. It's sometime end of July, early August. He always releases a book at that time of year. You can guarantee I'm going to read it, I'm going to love it. It's Steve Kavanagh. I won't let anyone have a bad word to say about him. So yeah, that's why I've got to give it a mention. Another author I want to backlist is John Mars. So I will be picking up Dead in the Water. This releases in January, and I'm working through his backlist. I don't actually have many left to go. I own most of them now, either on Kindle or I can get them out of the local library. So that is the plan. I haven't read much about it. I think it follows somebody who basically, I think he drowns or something, and his life flashes before his eyes. He basically sees something, and then he keeps trying to like unalive himself to figure out what has gone on, what he has seen, what he has done or somebody else has done. So I'm very intrigued by the concept of this. I really enjoyed You Killed Me First, which was released before that. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see where this might go. Still on with the new releases, and Alice Feeney is another author. I have actually already done her backlist, but I'm going to redo it because I will want to add in My Husband's Wife, which is her new release in January. It's the only book I have to read. I think I did backlist after I read Beautiful Ugly, but I still kind of want to do an up-to-date one. My content has changed and I'm hoping got better. So yeah, this follows a woman who goes out for a run. She comes home, she hasn't got a key. Oh no, she puts her key in the lock, it doesn't work. She knocks on the door. A woman looking just like her, claiming to be her, doesn't know who this woman is and says, you are not, and the husband comes and says, you're not my wife. So she tries to figure out what has happened in that space of a run that she's been on. Interesting concept, to say the least. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like. And yeah, that's all I've got to say on that one, but definitely picking that up. Hopefully in January, but definitely in 2026. Next book, and probably another one who I always seem to mention, is Frida McFadden, and that is Dear Debbie. This releases in January, and then I'm going to do an updated backlist. So I did do her backlist quite some time ago, and she releases books at a rapid rate, so I've probably got quite a lot to add to the list. I think we're somewhere near the top end of the 20s now in terms of her releases. So this is a different concept, I believe. So Dear Debbie, it's like something to do with a column, like in a paper. I haven't read much more than that. I liked going blind with Frida because, yeah, some of her books have been hit and miss. The Intruder was a miss for me. I am one of the few people who really didn't enjoy the concept of that book. I think it was too outlandish. Now, I'm all for suspending your belief, but yeah, so I'm hoping this isn't the case for this one too, but we're gonna see. But yeah, that's on my radar. Probably read it in January because it releases in January and it'll be on KU. So I think that'll be an easy tick off the list. Last book in terms of releases now, and that is First and Forever? First and Forever. Gosh, I should check before pressing play. By Lynn Painter. So this releases some point in 2026. As I've just said to you, I'm reading a backlist, so I'm probably going to wait to put out a backlist till I've read this. I believe this is an adult one, but I haven't read anything else about it. She's very much starting to go down the sports romance route, so I'm intrigued to see where it'll go. I haven't read anything on it, like I've said, but wanted to give it a mention because I will be doing a backlist video in 2026. Guys, we have 6 more books to go. If you are still here, I appreciate you. So the next book I want to talk to you about is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. So this has been on my radar for a while. It's been sat on my Kindle TBR. I probably will read this in the summer of 2026. Sorry, I have something on very bunged up. And yeah, I basically want to read this series. So I've heard nothing but good things, and it's been sat there and I've just not felt like I wanted to read it. So I think 2026 is going to be my year. Will I read the rest of the series? I don't know. I don't want to put that expectation on me. But yeah, I'm kind of just holding out for it. I haven't read anything on it. I've just heard really, really good things. The next two books, I'll do these, in fact, no, I'll do them separately. So the next book is The Passengers by John Mars. So as I've just said, this is part of my backlist. I think it's on KU, or I've bought it for 99p, but it is on my Kindle. I think this follows like driverless cars, and they start doing really strange things, I think. I haven't read anything on the books I haven't read by John Mars yet, and I don't want to. I like to go into books blind, so this video might be pretty pointless, but I think it's more to kind of give myself a bit of accountability to read them, and for you guys to tell me which ones I need to prioritise next year, you know, just trying. But yeah, so that is on my radar, like I said, purely because it is a John Mars backlist that I'm on with, and yeah, I'm intrigued. I have heard a lot of people rate this highly, so I'm going in with high expectations. So the next John Mars book I want to talk to you about is The Minders. I haven't read anything into this whatsoever. I am going in completely blind. This is purely on the premise that it is by John Mars. It is on KU, I believe. I really should check these things. But yeah, I don't have much to say about it, so what I am going to do is go straight into the other John Mars, because I haven't read anything on the next one either, and that is Her Last Move. So that would complete my backlist then. If I could read those three on top of the new release, I will have completed his backlist, and that is the plan. So Her Last Move again, I've read nothing on. So yeah, very intrigued to get into that, and yeah, complete his backlist. I'm not really sure what I'm going into, so wish me the best of luck. Last two books, guys. So the next book I want to talk to you about / series is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Now, Amelia read this a while ago and said I would love it. I'm not really sure what genre this comes under. It's available on Kindle Unlimited. She loved this series so much, and her reactions have made me want to read it. And I've been thinking about reading it for a while. However, I don't really know why I've put it off. I think I've just had other books I've wanted to read more, but I still keep thinking about starting this series, and I thought 2026 would be a good year to start it. So if you've read the Natural series, please let me know, because I do want to get into it. I've seen it being well loved. So yeah, and I think it's also going to be part of a vlog I intend to do in 2026 where I read purely Kindle Unlimited books for a week. So it's going to be fun. I like a challenge, what can I say? Guys, we've made it to the last book, and the last book I want to talk to you about is Everybody in the Group Chat Dies by L.H. Chilton. So I actually saw this book on my Asda books section, and I was really intrigued by the cover. That is what purely pulled me in. I didn't buy it. I'd been thinking about buying it, and then one day I was looking on my Kindle library and saw it was on KU, and I was like, I don't need to buy it. That is my sign to read it. So I've downloaded it. It's sat on my Kindle. Have I read it yet? No. Do I intend to? Absolutely. So I have no idea what this is about. I just really love the title, the page. Honestly, it's very much me judging a book by its cover. So let me know if you read that one and what you think of it, because I've seen other books come out and I've seen a lot of people rate this quite highly. So I'm hoping that I'm going to love it as much. And yeah, maybe part of my Kindle Unlimited for a week blog. So yeah, that's the last book. So as I've just said, that is the last book, and yeah, they're the 26 books I'm going to read in 2026, she says. Watch this space. I might even look back on this. I might do a checklist based on my Instagram post to see if I can keep up with it, or I might vlog it, I don't know. But yeah, they're the 26 books, guys. Let me know in the comments, have you read any of these books? Which ones do I need to start with? Which ones do I need to prioritise? And as I've said, guys, please hit that subscribe button. I am on a mission to get to 1k. I've got a year to do it, so it's perfectly doable. But yeah, I'm starting strong, and I want to bring you more videos and more vlogs. So yeah, thank you for joining me, guys. Like I said, hit that subscribe button. Please like this video. It just pushes it out to all the right people. And yeah, let me know in the comments what your books are for 2026, and I will see you all on the next video.